Hi people, this is Dawn. Welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to talk about my new daily routines as part of creating a new life, and how I realized that doing these things, bringing in new, better routines for yourself, also starts to change you as a person, and maybe that's what's really needed. So the creating a better life is actually creating a better me, and that's what we're going to talk about today. As you can see, my daily routines usually start with meditation. And for the sake of this video, I actually put on pants because I get up early in the morning and I just go sit in my sofa, as you can see, and meditate. And I just go straight from my bed. And in the morning it's dark, so I don't really have to care about if people see me or not. So I put pants on for the sake of this video, and I shot the meditation scene a bit later during the day, so there's actually daylight, so you can see what I'm doing. But anyway, I start my day doing meditation, and it's just for like 10-12 minutes. So it's a brief meditation exercise, and afterwards I usually do a few exercises. I've had some old injuries, or I have injuries in my body from doing too much sport. So my left leg, and especially my left arm, but also my right arm, have these old injuries that very easily come back if I push it too hard. And after years of failed effort to try to fix it, I actually made it worse. So I can do very little. I can't run anymore. Swimming is not an option either. Yoga, even a yoga, has become too much. So I have to really go easy on myself. And that meant that for a long time the only thing I did was walk, and that just wasn't satisfying for my body. So I actually asked my body, what do you need, what do you want? And she replied, I want to move. So I started to incorporate these small exercises, very light, easy exercises. And as you can see, it's only doing a few sit-ups and back exercises. That was the start of it, and then some stretching. And I had a lot of trouble, or have a lot of trouble with my neck and my shoulders and my upper back from too many years of just working, sitting by the computer and not actually moving my body. And it's kind of like my muscle tissue is infiltrated and hard, and I easily get pains, and my joints are not, makes all these cracking sounds and doesn't really feel right. So I put a lot of effort into actually doing neck exercises and stretching, moving my shoulders, rotating my shoulders, start moving my muscles, the small muscle groups in my shoulders and upper back, and stretching. But I think actually, and this is quite interesting, so now I've been doing this, small exercises for maybe 2 months, and it got better. Definitely was nice to start moving again, but I still had this pain and or these pains. And then I started dancing like 10 minutes every day in my living room, moving my arms a lot. I'm dancing to one of Lady Gaga's songs that I really like, and I found this dance video that I'm trying to incorporate, or trying to follow, but there's a lot of arm movements and swings, and it loosened up my back and my shoulders quite surprisingly. So the last few days I haven't had any pains, which is, I realized too, was something new. So that's good. All right, I'm talking a lot, sorry. Meditation in the morning, doing some light exercises, and it's just for like 10 minutes. I mean, it's not that much. Then usually I will start journaling, and that varies. It might be for a few minutes, or it might be for like an hour or something. That depends on how much I feel I want to write or have to write, or what's on my mind. And it's just different things. But it's nice to get it down on paper and start the day with that. And I usually drink a cup of tea or coffee while I do it. That's my part of the morning routine. Today it's tea, green tea, gunpowder tea. And then reading, taking time to actually read, like the newspaper. And as you can see, I've borrowed a Harry Potter book from the library, and that actually gave me so much joy to read that and just disappear into it. And it was something I was reading for fun and pleasure, and not something, you know, serious or heavy or anything like that for work. So I enjoy that, reading things like that. And then it's also very important for me to just have time to be, to sit and look out the window, or just, you know, not having so many things I need to do, and daydream and listen to music is very important for me as well. And then as you can see, and I think I also touched upon in another video, is that I started to surround myself with plants, green plants, flowers. Try to buy fresh flowers for myself regularly to lighten up my home, and they actually make me happy to look at. Whenever I look at them, and I've actually started to become this crazy lady who talks to her plants. Of course, my drawing and my painting, as I've mentioned before, is also important to me, and I try to prioritize that every day, to at least do some drawings. Painting is a bit more once in a while, but it's getting there. So another thing is that I've started incorporating skincare, daily skincare into my life, and that's not something I've done before, but I've started to exfoliate and buy better products for my skin, better day creams with high sun protection factor, SPF, and different other things to take care of especially my facial skin and the skin on my neck. And it started to pay off as well. I can see some changes, but the best thing is that I actually I enjoy it as much as the meditation and the physical exercises. It makes me feel good, and I realize that it's an important part of taking care of yourself, and also showing yourself that you are worth taking care of. And then there's the thing about food. I tried to eat healthy for years, you know, trying to go vegan, or at least incorporate more plant-based, living on a plant-based diet, mainly, but that had some difficulties as well. And I mean, I haven't really found the right way for me to what I do in terms of food, because I also have these tendencies to become bloated, and so I haven't figured that out. But eating a better diet and finding a diet that's actually better for me, that suits me, suits my body, is something I'm working on as well. So it's a part of my daily routine to treat myself well on the inside in terms of what I eat and drink. And so I've cut back on the caffeine, and I can tell that my body actually enjoys that too. So more tea, and sometimes decaf coffee instead of regular coffee. So things like that. And it all adds up, right? All these things, small things, even if they don't just make out like 2% of your day or 5% of your day, if you do that every day and then you do it in cooperation with, you know, other things like the physical exercise or the mental meditation, that starts to add up, right? That gets to be a high percentage every day. That's actually doing well, or makes you feel good in different levels in your body and your mind. All these daily routines and rhythms create like a nice structure for me in my everyday life. And it's a structure that's flexible. I mean, I can change it. I don't meditate every day. I might meditate like 4 or 5 days during the week. And the same with the exercises. But it gives a nice structure to my daily life. And it's enjoyable. I enjoy doing it. I'm not doing it because I should, because, you know, you're supposed to meditate because it makes you feel nice, or you're supposed to do exercises because of your body. I mean, to stay fit. I do it because I enjoy it, and because my body enjoys it, and my mind is enjoying it, and it makes me feel better in everything. And it's just subtle, this gentle, subtle, but constant, which is very, very nice. So I'm doing it for myself. And I guess it's also changed the way I think about myself, that I am now a person that meditates. I meditated before. I mean, I learned meditation years and years back, but I haven't been that consistent in it. And I used it before when I was in a tough spot. But I think now, as this daily routine, it really comes into, it helps me to recover and to create a better life on an everyday level. Sorry, what was my point? Yeah, so now I'm thinking about myself. I mean, it also changes the way I think about myself doing these things, because I am now a person who do meditation. I am now a person who meditates, and that's how I think about myself. And I am a person who dances almost every day, 10 minutes in my living room. I'm a person who takes the stairs. I'm a person who do exercises every morning. And I'm a person who tries to eat healthy and stay healthy. So all these things kind of, and I'm a person who takes care of myself, takes care of my body, takes care of my inner state of being. So I'm a person who values myself, is actually what I'm telling myself, directly and indirectly, by doing all these things. And I think that's important in actually shifting something and actually creating something better, something that will last and be supportive and be healthy, and something sustainable, I guess. So I used to be like the biggest procrastinator ever. And the way I actually get this to work is that I don't think about all, how much time this is going to take and all the effort I have to put into it. I start by saying, okay, I can, I get up in the morning and then I say I can meditate for like 9, 10, 11 minutes. And usually I would meditate longer. And after that, I have this exercise routine. And I don't think about all the exercises. I just think about the first one, the sit-ups. And then my brain goes, well, I can do that. I can do just the sit-ups and then we'll see. And then once you get started, you get going. So just, creating that momentum by doing it, making it easy for myself, saying, well, I can surely do these sit-ups, and then we'll see. And when I'm, as I said, when I'm in it, I'd like to continue, and my body and my mind would like to continue. So it's just getting started to make it easy to start. And the thing is, another point is that these are actually the very small changes. I mean, it's like 10 minutes meditation, 10 minutes exercise, 10 minutes dancing, 10 minutes drawing, or half an hour drawing, or an hour drawing, if I want to. But small changes in many ways, and they seem to have a massive impact. I mean, it's like they accumulate over time. So after, a couple of months, it's really starting to pay off, because I'm doing it so often. I mean, I'm doing it every day, so it's almost every day, but it's in small doses. And another thing is that it's easy to do these things, the exercise, the dance, because I'm doing it at home, and it doesn't always require me to shower afterwards. I don't have to go to the fitness center. I don't have to go to the yoga class and change and bring things and be in the locker room or shower room and whatever with other people. I can just manage at home, and making it easy in that way is also a big reason why I'm able to actually do it every day. So it's actually, I'm creating new habits, small habits, but they're so, what do you call it? What do you say, ingrained or ingrown? They are such a part of my day now that I don't want to be without them. So I created new habits for myself, better habits. One thing is the mental part, that I feel better and it makes me happy doing this, but I've also actually started to feel and see the changes in my body. As I said, after incorporating dancing as well, my shoulders are feeling normal, and I mean, for the first time in years, and I don't have all these aches and pains anymore, and that's just, I've forgotten how that felt like. And it's just so nice to see that these small efforts, but consistent, can actually change so much, also physically in your body, and how you feel and how your body feels. Yeah, so this is the first part. Final thing I wanted to talk about was how these efforts to new habits to create a better life in terms of routines and especially physical, bodily, and maybe also emotional ways of doing things, that part of creating a better life actually also includes allowing myself to change, and maybe even creating a new me. And let's see if I can tell this so it makes sense, but the reason I got to think about this was that I was sitting in the park a few weeks ago, and I was sitting on the bench and enjoying the sun, and this guy biked by me, just in front of me, and instantly, when I looked at him, in a split second, I could feel this contraction in my body, and my mind went looser. So I judged him just by how he looked, and how, there was a reaction there in me. I realized later that it's, that contraction and all that was based on fear, because I've had incidences with maybe people who remind me of him or look like him. So there was this contraction, this reaction, but I needed to judge him and create distance to him in my mind by calling him a loser. And it actually made me, it was a surprise, and it made me sad that I did that. And I realized that I probably do it very often, judge people by their appearance, or the energy, the vibe I get from them, and it's filtered through my own history and my own experiences, right? But I really don't want to be a person who goes around judging people. So I think maybe there's starting to be aware of that part as well, how I think about others, but also how I think about myself. It's my feeling that it has slowly opened something up, and just that awareness and how I feel in, you know, situations with other people. Might have led me to, I don't know, I can't really describe it, but something has happened just by becoming aware of it and having an intention to actually change it and starting to think differently about myself, and trying to get out of that state of fear so I don't have to feel like that and respond like that when I see people see certain people out in the world. And then the interesting thing was that I saw him again this other day. I was walking home from the park and he biked in front of me. And this time he looked very different. He didn't look as, scruffy and as threatening to me, I guess, as I thought the first time. So I just recognized him and said to myself, oh, that's the guy. But I didn't have the same reaction to him. I wasn't feeling, he didn't make me feel insecure or he didn't make me feel afraid or contracted, right? So already there something had changed by becoming aware of it. And that was uplifting as well. I mean, it still has to, it's probably still something I need to work on, right? And be aware of and try to change in a way become a person, as I say, I'm a person who meditates, also to think about I'm a person who doesn't judge people, who doesn't judge myself, something like that. But then you start, the point is that I think when you start to work with these things, you also start to change at a different level, and you start to change as a person. So the routines you incorporate and how you view yourself is one level of changing yourself, but how you relate to other people, how you respond to others and to yourself out in the world and in social situations, that's a different level that I at least need to work on and I want to work on it and change that as well. And then it all adds up to actually changing myself and creating a better me, a more happy me, maybe even a truer me. So the point is, all this creating a better life for yourself might actually mean that you have to change yourself and create a better you. And I think for me, that is actually quite wonderful to think about. I would really like that. I'm ready to embrace that and to do that. So yeah, that's where I am today. I'll talk to you another time. Take care.